Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, we're not going to do that again. Hey, Raquel. Raquel, how's it going? Can you hear me okay? I got a fan running. I can shut it off, but... Nader! Oh, I said your name and Astro took off. He thought you were here. She's not here, Astro. Hey, Cuddle Hunter. How's it going? Yeah, I spiffed up, dressed up a little bit. Collared shirt. We're live and on the air, Mama.
Where's your camera?
Good, you can hear good. Did you hear Mama? Mama Faye.
I don't know where your camera is, dear.
Yes. We're live. We're live. They can hear you if you talk. Jordan don't care.
No.
Oops. He's used to be.
Pointed at the tank. That's a problem.
Yeah, you can't. Nobody can see you. They can only see. Right now, it's on me.
Do I need to close this?
No. I was gonna let Astro come in and out.
Okay.
How's it going? I know. I told them that they need to either be quiet or come say hi. All right. We're just waiting for a few more people to pop in. But I got always something going on in the fish room. Always something. Sometimes it's life, sometimes it's death. Sometimes it's good news, sometimes it's bad news. But good news today, good news today. She doesn't have a fish costume that I know of. But it's springtime and love is in the air in the fish room. The fish have been trying to make babies. So I'm going to show you some stuff. Oh, thank you, Nainer. I didn't forget. I just forgot how to do it, though. So basically, I forgot. Are we getting bad weather today? I haven't even checked. There's Astro. Now, he gets shy when he thinks he's on camera somehow, but we're going to try to. There we go. What are you doing, buddy? What you doing? He's a handsome fella. Hey, Rage Phoenix. How's it going? Glad to see you. Regulus. KO. Squig. Look who it is. He's come to oversee the stream today. I mean, yeah, if he gets close enough to the tank, you know, they recognize a big body went by, but Drogo, how's everybody doing today? I hope you're doing great. I'm doing great. We got great news in the fish room. Lots of baby fish happening. And we had a lot of good sales over the weekend. Sold a bunch of longfin snow white bristledoes and one starlight youngster. So that's always good. But I think y'all have, you probably could watch Astro all day long, but you've probably seen enough of my face. Today, so yay money. Yeah. So I'm going to switch the camera around real quick and we'll get to it. Oops. All right, we'll start off with our main tank here. The 40-gallon breeder that we recently redid. And we have a new addition. I don't know if you can spot them. There's a new type of catfish in here. A little camera shy. That's called a green laser Coreodora. There's 6 of them. That guy's really bright. Yeah, and believe it or not, this is how they are. This is how they are in nature. This isn't man-made. Nothing man-made about them. They're gorgeous little fish. Gorgeous little catfish. But yeah, that's called the green laser Coreodora. Hey, Hunt. Glad you can make it. But yeah, the reason why I went ahead and put them in here is because they are hard to breed, and I've had difficulty getting them to breed. And I only have 6 left, and they're not youngsters. They're no spring chickens. So this is pretty much my last ditch effort to try to get them to make some babies. And the theory I'm trying to do that some people subscribe to, and I think it's valid. But the panda cories, they have no problem breeding. They're easy to breed. You just make them fat and happy, and they'll slap eggs everywhere. But usually, a lot of times, that can put other catfish in the mood. And so I'm hoping that they will see the pandas doing their thing, and it'll maybe get them in the mood themselves. And I don't think there'll be any crossbreeding. I'd be shocked at that, because they're still Cory catfish, but I mean they look a lot different. So, but yeah, yeah, they're doing good, I think, and I honestly think they were really lazy when they were by themselves, just the 6 of them together. They just seemed just real lazy, and I told Jordan at one point, I'm like, are they just so old that they don't care anymore? But no joke, I put them in here with the pandas, and it's like it's really boosted their morale, or I'm not sure what's going on, but they seem way happier now. Maybe they just feel like they're safer in numbers, safety in numbers. So we'll see what happens. I mean, even if they don't breed for me, I get to enjoy them. You guys get to see them, enjoy them, because they are gorgeous little fish. So we'll see what happens. Hey, Neo, how's it going? What's your question? Go ahead, fire away. Yep, Babe Girl's here. Hunt says that makes sense. Hopefully they get the message. Yeah, hopefully they do. Hopefully they do get the message. The pandas 2 nights ago were going crazy, just spawning everywhere. I'm going to make a little short video on my YouTube. If you haven't subscribed over there, it's Gary's Fish Room on YouTube. And to see the actual spawning behavior. I pretty much caught it, all of it. Neil says, I've been holding my fish questions since the weekend. I saw a video online of someone squeezing a fish and something coming out of it. Do you do that? And what are you squeezing out? No, yeah, that's basically... people do that a lot with koi, the big Asian carp. Because they want to control the eggs from the get-go. So they literally just wait until the female is fat and ripe and ready, and they don't naturally just let them spawn in the pond, although that will happen, but they prefer to have, like I said, have control of it. So they literally squeeze it's called roe, out of the female, and those are the eggs. They squeeze that out into a bowl, and then they grab the male and they squeeze out his sperm into the bowl, and they mix it all together so that all the eggs get fertilized, and then they put the fertilized eggs where they can incubate them and let them hatch themselves, and that way they don't lose any. But no, I would never even try that, and I don't have. On big fish you can do it and get away with it, but not on little fish. But that's what's going on. It's just artificial insemination kind of thing. Today, Shanae might have answered this. Oh, that's on YouTube. Okay. Yeah, I noticed that. It does. That's good. Anyway, I forgot where I was going. But yeah, that's just forced breeding kind of situation. Plus, they can control who the parents are, which is big in the koi industry. They have grand champions that are worth a lot of money. Those fish some of them sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and so they want to control who the parents are, so they can hopefully make babies that they want to, more champion babies. Hey, Gander. Anyway, yeah, that's the new addition to this tank, is the green laser cories. Yeah, Nainer, if we had space and had a big giant pond, we could breed koi. If you have some high dollar koi, yeah, they're worth a lot of money. Let me check something else here. Where did he go? Oh, there he is. Okay. All right. Hey Neil, you're over on YouTube now. Okay, cool. And I don't know if you guys remember, but the yellow and black version of the super white, remember I was telling you how he spawned inside that cave right there. All the babies hatched, and he's gone now, and so those youngsters, at least hopefully, they are in the tank. And I did have one egg that was I found out on the sand one morning, and I caught it and saved it. So I'm gonna. Oops, sorry. I'm gonna try to show you real quick. This is one of the youngsters. I don't know if it's going to focus. There he goes. Yep, that's why they call him a wiggler. Basically the egg with the head and the tail in it, on it. But he's doing good. I'll leave him in here until I figure out that he'll be able to go on his own. And they grow pretty fast. He won't need to eat until that egg yolk is gone. But that's a wiggler. Janae, it probably takes about a week. So he's probably 2 weeks old. Then another week. So by 3 weeks he'll be on his own running around. Hey Zundrel. Yeah, the yellow is the egg. And he basically has sprouted his head and tail and everything in between in that egg. So that egg kind of becomes his stomach. I don't know if it's going to focus. It's pretty close. And that'll slowly go away as he uses up the energy. And then he'll be ready to go on his own. Can we not mess with me? I think Jordan just shot me with a rubber band. Anyway, that was good news for him. So I'm hoping he's got a bunch of brothers and sisters running around in the tank. So we'll just keep an eye on him. And then I'm going to swing you around. So hang on. Here we go. Magic carpet ride. This yeah, Neil, that's pretty much how they all look. Here's take a look at all these little dots. I don't know if it's going to focus on them or not. They just hatched. See, here's a egg clutch. Astro, I don't don't need you helping me. Yeah. And there's a baby Cory catfish right there. I don't know if you just saw him swim. I found him when I was transferring the other Corys, little tiny baby, so I scooped him up and saved him over here so he won't get eaten by anybody because he's pretty tiny. But yeah, there was 2 sets of egg clutches that got kicked from the breeding tank in Mama's room, and they're probably 2 days apart, maybe 1 day. So I expect the rest of these will start popping, hatching out real soon. But the first clutch, you can kind of see the fuzzy area next to it. That's kind of a bunch of empty egg casings. Hey Carbon, how's it going? Treads lightly. Hey, how's it going? Anyway, yeah, that first clutch popped out, and we've got look at all the babies. I mean, this is just a 2.5 gallon tank, but there's wigglers everywhere. I mean, I don't even know how many. There's a bunch. And this is the tank with the yellow shrimp in it. Oh, there goes a Cory. So yeah, we got lots of little babies everywhere. So it's good news. No, these are longfin snow white bristlenose babies, and they're hatching from from 2 egg clutches. Both of these are hatching from those. So by the end of today, they might all be hatched. We could have 200 babies in here. I don't know. But see, the same situation. They're basically an egg with a head and a tail. Yeah, little pot bellies. Wigglers. We call them wigglers. Because they just sit there and wiggle. But they're very vulnerable, of course, at this stage to adult fish. So, bristlenose plecos won't eat their babies. But if you got any other fish in the tank, they would suck these up really quick because they'd be a tasty little treat. Unfortunately, you know how Mother Nature's kind of brutal. Well, yeah, we got a bunch of babies there. We got babies happening in the big 40 breeder tank. Panda eggs were going crazy the other night. And then this is our super red tank. These people somebody's shooting rubber bands at me. Mama? Is that you? I'm gonna put you on camera if you don't behave yourself. Every time somebody's launching a rubber band at me, I'm getting hit. Could be Jordy too. I don't know. It could be Mama. I didn't see him. It's one or the other. I know it ain't Astro. He's right here. He's right here with me. See? Here he is. He's a good boy. Anyway, we're feeding we've got snow whites and super reds in this tank. And this is an interesting behavior that they do, and some people will get on Facebook and they wonder what's going on here. But basically the food source is there, and the ones up on the glass don't want to go far from the food source, but they're full. They actually had their fill. Yeah, he's not used to me pointing the phone at him, so he's kind of apprehensive about that whole situation. Yeah, I've got that tank is it's not stream worthy, but I'll get it. One of these days I'll get it with all the adult longfin snow whites. I need to actually, it's on the docket to be gone through anyway. Plus it's in Mama's room, so I have to make sure she clears out before I start filming in there or videoing in there. As you know, she don't like to be on camera. But anyway, they do this behavior where they stay close to the food, but they just stick on the glass. And I think in my mind what's happening is they are thinking, well, the food's still there, but I'm full. I'll just go up here and hang out and digest. And then if I get hungry, I'm going to drop back down because I know where it is and grab me some more. So that's why they'll just sit on the glass like that. Oh yeah, Carbon and Neil, I think, wanted to see the adult starlight. So we're going to try to, I think I showed him before. I can't really hold him like I did the female. Let's try to eliminate the glare. That's the male. It's real hard to he's my breeding male, so I don't want to really mess with him, because if you mess with him, he don't want to breed anymore. But yeah, he's about 5.5 inches. The female is really good at hiding. Really good at hiding. But yeah, that's him. Yeah, nose to tail. No, Neil, the zebras, that's a totally different fish, and yeah, they only get 3.5 inches. They stay real small. The bristlenose get 5 inches. We're gonna go down here and check out the baby starlights because everybody likes to see them. Yeah, these are the red crystal shrimp. And the starlight youngsters. I actually sold one of these over the weekend. And they were thrilled to get it. But they're doing good. They're growing. I need to sell them. They're getting big. Yeah, they're everybody's favorite. A lot of people love them. I love them. I'm still really thrilled that I even got them to breed in the first place. And they continue to breed, not real often, not like a bristlenose or a regular bristlenose. These are still technically a bristlenose. As you saw, the dad had bristles on his face. Yeah, the snow white. Neil asked us about the snow white longfin adults. Most bristlenose, super reds, snow whites, the more common color, they all get 5 to 6 inches. Their body, 5 to 6 inches. So the longfins actually, 8 to 9 inches when you count the tail. Yeah, there's some baby shrimp in here. I guess you spotted one. There's one up on the filter back here. Oh, if I can get my hand out of the way. That's a little baby back, a couple of babies on the filter with an adult. But yeah, these are doing really well. Carbon shrimp are what you would consider low bio load. In other words, it's hardly noticeable. This is rapashi. It's a gel food, but shrimp will eat. They'll pick algae. They'll pick over the whole tank. They're very good cleaners. They might be eating my plants a little bit. I don't know. Amazon sword plants that are in here, they're kind of fragile plants. So I'd probably do a tougher plant. These shrimp are not good for beginners, these particular ones, but okay, it's acting. Phone's acting weird. Let me see if I'm still broadcasting. I got to get my GoPro and figure out how to run it. Okay. But shrimp in general are really, if you had a planted tank, you'd have to just barely feed them anything, and that'd be fine. Yeah, the phone said it was overheating. I don't know why it's still in that. I'm going to have to go to a different way of doing. Yeah, those are called neocaridinias. The others, red and white ones, are called caridinia without the neo. But yeah, the neocaridinias are solid colors, usually blue, red, and yellow. Those are your easier ones to start off with if you ever want to start off with them on your own. Those are way easier. They like hard water, high pH. No, Cuddle Hunter. they're called what are they called? The name is leaving me now. And they're literally only get to be an inch long, so it'd take a lot of them to make you a meal. Or my brother-in-law suggested using them for bait, but no, they're too expensive for that. They're going to run you probably anywhere from $2 to $5 a piece. Yeah, neocaridinia. And you can look them up and you can see different colors. Like these are supposed to be blue dreams. I've got red Bloody Marys. We've got the yellow ones. They're called golden backs. There's a green version that's called emerald or jade. There's about 5 different colors. Yeah, gold water bananas. Yeah, yeah, they're not cheap. They're meant to be looked at, you know, swimming around in a tank. Some people like them, some people don't. Janae does not like them. She thinks they kind of creep her out. But she has this thing about bugs, so she thinks they look too much like a bug. So she doesn't like shrimp. But those are the long fin babies. You don't like the egg belly when the female gets buried. These are the Bloody Marys. I got a couple of rice fish swimming in there now. They're just temporary. I'm trying to clean one of their tanks because they'll eat baby shrimp if I don't want to keep them in there too long. Right now I don't know that I have any baby shrimp in here, but it's not a good idea. Cuddle Hunter said there, who do you look to when you're stuck with a question or a problem? I mean, there's some guys and gals on YouTube that are very, very, very smart. So you usually can find a YouTube video about a problem. Oh, there is a baby shrimp. Right there. I hope you don't get it eaten. I mean, there's plenty of rapashi, so maybe they won't eat him. He should probably be a little more careful than being out in the open, but and I always pick Jordan's brain. Jordan's brain is really good about problem solving. You just kind of give him the parameters of what's going on, and even if he has no experience, he'll come up with a solution. He's very smart that way. Neil said, did the mom shrimp that was holding eggs last week release the eggs? I don't remember if that was that a red one? or was it a blue one? I forget which one we were looking at that had the eggs. But probably, yeah. Yeah, and I mean that red baby we just saw could have been from a few days ago. He looked like he was probably probably a week old. They are. I mean, when they hatch, they're smaller than what you saw. But he's not that old. But yeah, I'll get him out of there. I'll get those rice fish out of there here probably tomorrow. Sometimes when you don't have a lot of room, you've got to. Oh, is a blue one? Yeah. When you don't have a lot of tank space, all your tanks are full. You got to juggle things sometimes. Yeah, I'm not seeing the blue one. But the good news is, in the blue tank, there's no fish to eat those babies if she pops them out. So they'll be fine. Carmen said, "Papa, that's $5 is going to get eaten." Maybe. The good news about shrimp is they have like 30 to 40 babies every 30 days. So once you get them going, these haven't really got going yet in my tank. Jordan had them in his room for a while, long time. Why are they called rice fish? Neil wants to know. I think Neil, people call them Japanese rice fish just because it's easier than saying Madaka is the Japanese name for them. And that's usually where you're going to find them, in the rice paddies. And Japanese use them in koi ponds, rice paddies, and also their small water gardens they make for their homes. They're perfect small fish to eat any mosquitoes that want to breed in the still water. So that's what they use them for. It's just easier to call them rice fish. Yeah, Neil, I was looking for the blue female. Let me get I don't know what. Astro was probably laying on my flashlight. But I was looking for her and I don't see her. If she is close to being, they're smart about it too. They, just like any good mom in wildlife, they will find a secluded place when it's time to have their babies so that they stand a better chance of surviving. So if she's hiding right now, it wouldn't surprise me that she's about due, Yeah, Zundrel, rice paddies do it. Yeah, bettas. You've heard of bettas. You see all the bettas, I call them bettas. People nowadays call them betas, which I protest. But that being said, those come originally. The wild version of those live in rice paddies as well. That's their main habitat. That's where they originally came from. How long do the mamas hold the egg? I think, Neo, on the shrimp mamas, I think it's like 3 weeks from the time they get fertilized to the time that they actually hatch them. And then what they do, they carry them in on their undercarriage, and when they're ready to hatch, they use their back legs and kind of scrape and jostle around the eggs, and the babies will pop open. I actually had it on video at one point, but that was an old phone and I ended up losing that video. But you could see the babies actually pop out and then just take off like crazy because they know they need to head for cover. Yep, they eat mosquitoes. Yeah. Cuddle Hunter said, "Would all fish eat your food?" And pretty much all of, yeah, everybody eats the Rapashi. I occasionally throw something else at them, but in general, that's their main diet, is the Rapashi. You said, have to make another video of it, Papa. Yeah, it's one of those deals where you got to be lucky with your timing. Just so happen to notice that it's happening and get it in focus and everything else. So just like the Corys, they were spawning the other night, and I tried my best to catch that on video, and pretty much finally did, but it took a lot of tries because it's kind of over quickly. So, but I'll be posting. I'll make a short out of it and I'll post it on YouTube. My YouTube, Gary's Fishery. But yeah, I'm most excited. Yeah, they're out because they RB, hey RB. They're out because just fed them. They're eating. The super red babe youngsters. And I've got more super reds scheduled for this weekend. I got a night guy who wants 6 of them. So we'll be selling 6 of these come the weekend, and hopefully more. And then I did sell a bunch of long fins this weekend. And I got 7 more on the docket to be scheduled that are pending. So every weekend, every Saturday, I try to make that my fish selling day. And I just have people come over to my side of town and meet them up at the corner. But yeah, I think the most exciting thing I'm excited about is all these little babies. Yeah, I'm a fish pimp. Yep, that's for sure. Now, right here, you would probably say, "Oh no, the shrimp are eating the eggs." They're not. They're actually doing me a favor. Because fungus likes to grow on eggs. Yeah, a lot of it's just the membrane. So they're just going to clean up. They're going to clean up the membrane and keep fungus off the good eggs, and they actually don't destroy the eggs. They help. That's why I put them in here. Cuddle Hunter says, "How do you advertise?" A lot of it. I don't know if you heard of an app called Band, B-A-N-D, but I use the Band app because Facebook won't let you post sales for live animals anymore. They banned it. So somebody came up with a new app called Band. And yeah, shrimp are really very useful. They can come in handy. But yeah, I get on there. It's a bunch of local people here in the Metroplex, and I post on there. I have my own band called Gary's Fish Room, and I encourage people to join that so they can see what I've got. Because I'll get on there and make a post and say, "Hey, I'm deciding today or tomorrow I'm running a sale, and here's what it is. You want to get in on this? Come by and grab some." So it works out pretty good. But yeah, they're just cleaning up. It's free food for them. But yet they won't destroy the good eggs. And I don't know that they know the difference. I just think it's the healthy eggs are tougher. And then when you get the eggs do hatch, they leave behind that shell or that casing. And so they'll just come and clean that. They'll eat that casing. But yeah, these are a whole bunch of longfin snow white bristlenose babies. They're just everywhere, and there's more to come. This is a little 2.5 gallon tank. So yeah, I was this morning I got up and I saw this. I was like, holy crap. Look at all of them. So, and, you know, that egg clutch right there could have 50 to 75 more eggs. Yeah, dollar bills, y'all. And so they'll hatch here probably maybe by the end of today or tomorrow, probably overnight. So this little tank's going to be full of them. For a while, I don't have to worry about feeding them because they live off their egg sac, you know. But I'll feed them until they get big enough. Probably the size of that. That's an older one in there. I just put him in there to eat algae. I think I got 2 of those in here. So once they get that size or a little bigger, I'll just scoop them up out of here. And we'll put them in a grow out tank somewhere where they can get bigger and eventually sell them. Yeah, he's probably a month old, 4 weeks. But yeah, they run through. Yeah, that's a yarn ball. You know, yarn. I call it a spawning. We call them a spawning mop. There's supposed to be some rice fish eggs in that mop, and so that's why that's in here too, is for the young rice fish to hatch and not get eaten by adult rice fish. So it's all about getting the fish to make eggs, and then if you want to be successful in breeding, you get them to, you move the eggs to where they'll be fine. Oh, there it is. Are we still good? I had a heat warning advisory again. Yeah, it looks like we're okay. Okay. All right, and then of course we've got our our prehistoric looking red lizard whiptail catfish. The female is still big. I don't. She hasn't spawned yet. I'm still waiting. But part of breeding fish is learning patience. So they're all chowing down on some Repashy. That's all 4 of them that I have in the tank. But yeah, they're a different kind of fish. Some people like them, some people don't. I've just never kept them before, so I wanted to give it a try. And I've certainly never successfully bred them before. So I want to see if I can put another notch in my belt for that. But so we're still waiting on her. And then if you can, just in case you missed it, you weren't here at the beginning, we've got new additions to the 40 breeder. They're called Green Laser Coreodoras. Yeah, they're green with a fluorescent green. But they seem a lot happier now that they're in with the panda cories. They're all catfish, so they all get along together. And ultimately, I'm hoping that I'm having a hard time breeding those, so I'm hoping that they will take the hint from the pandas and get in the mood, and maybe hopefully make some babies. Believe it or not, these are green lasers. There's actually an orange laser or gold, and then there's I've seen a red laser one time. That was pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, RB, catfish like to munch on baby shrimp, so yeah, probably not a good combination there. Zundrel, the dinosaur ones are also cool. I like those. Yeah, they're different. They're definitely different. I always wanted them and finally got some. Carbon said, do people make monocolored tanks? Oh yeah, in other words, all fish are one color scheme, and yeah, people will do that. I don't know that I've ever really worried about that, but some people do. I know, like a lot of people, the reason why people buy the snow white bristlenose is because they literally have a tank with all different kinds of white fish. And they're looking for a white or anything white, so yeah, you definitely can do it. I've seen people do it with black and white fish, and so they'll want the pandas because they're technically they look like they're black and white. Yeah, Niffy with the navy blue shrimp. Yeah, you can do it. Some people do it. There's quite a few, like these are called panda cories. There's actually other fish that are named that people of the common name is panda whatever. So I've seen people do that. They'll have an entire themes tank that's all panda something. So yeah, you can do it. It makes it interesting for you. Yeah, they're coming off a little. I mean, I think it's better representation. Let me show you this lady right here. That's a big female. But yeah, they're kind of a greenish yellow. And then the stripe is supposed to be fluorescent. Yeah, Niffy, I'm sure the mollies probably did eat some Neo babies if they made them. Yeah, they kind of got, you can see, I think it's a fair representation from what I'm seeing on screen. But I mean, there's one male in here that he for some reason he's really, I'm not sure why, but he's really I think that's him right there behind. He's really a bright. He's not so much the dark green part. So he sticks out in the tank for sure. But yeah, they're looking, that's pretty good representation, I think, from what I'm seeing. The green lasers are harder to find in the hobby than the gold lasers. But they're not easy to breed, so they're more expensive, way more expensive than the panda. You'd have called them yellow, though, yeah. Well, that male there, for sure, is kind of like a neon yellow. I don't know what's going on with him, but Oops, I scared him. Maybe with less light on it, it'll give you a better shot. Yeah, it could be genetics and stuff. But yeah, they're like a light green, dark and light green together. Their fins are kind of a olive. Yeah. And I don't know if y'all if you were not here at the very beginning, but we do have one little wiggler there that is a super white yellow version. He was an egg, got kicked out, and he was just an egg rolling around on the sand, so I rescued him, put him in this floating basket, and he's hatching out. He's doing good. It'll take him about a week to use up his yolk sac, and then I can, yeah, he's basically super white yellow. Yeah. What did I do with my... I don't know what I do with my flashlight. I had it, but now I set it down somewhere. Oh, it might be in my pocket. Let's take a look back in here. No, just more pandas back there. I was trying to see if there was a... Oh, there's a tail of one of the yellow ones. You can see it. It's yellowish. I'm trying to breed the yellows with the yellowish ones so that I can ultimately, hopefully, through selective breeding, make some awesome looking babies that'll turn into awesome looking adults. That'll be the yellow and black pattern. Carbon said, how's the fish doing in his little cave? The one that was wagging his tail. Yeah, that was the dad. He's gone now because he finished his job. See, the cave's empty. All his babies are out running around in the tank, I'm assuming, and then there was one left over here. Yeah, he was the one that was fanning the eggs. So sometimes when they start to hatch, they'll mistakenly wiggle their way out of the cave. So I think, well, this one was still an egg, so maybe he just rolled out. He might have been later in hatching than his brothers and sisters, and he got dislodged and he just rolled out of the cave. So I grabbed him and rescued him and put him in the floating basket so that he can survive. And but I mean, Dad's gone, probably regaining his strength again. And I'm assuming, I'm hoping there's a bunch of little babies like that one, wigglers, just running around. But who knows if it was that guy there could be the only one that successfully makes it from the whole batch. I don't know. You don't really know. When I have the tank set up like this, I'm kind of leaving it up to Mother Nature. Yeah, Zundrel, we call them, they come from super whites, which are white and black pattern. But super whites can throw an occasional yellow version that's yellow and black pattern instead of white and black. So it's some people do actually call them a super yellow instead of a super white. They'll just say, "Oh yeah, I have super yellows." Mine are just kind of leaning towards being yellow and black, and they're not as nice as I would like them. So in this tank, I am isolating any of them that are showing yellow, and I want them to breed together, and hopefully their offspring will increase on the yellow. But we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I mean, normally I don't call them super white yellow. Usually you call them super yellows. But to me, they're not quite there. Right now they're probably, oh, I wouldn't try to sell them. I'll put it that way. They're not good enough to sell. It's a long-term project. So in other words, you bred a shiny version of the super white, like Pokemon. Yeah, I mean, it's like anything. You know, occasionally you're going to have something else pop up, like even an albino fish. So if you choose to, you can isolate those and try to emphasize that specific random pop-up of genetics. There's also something called leucistic, where they don't have, it's a white fish, and that's actually what those snow white bristlenose are. They are leucistic. They don't have any color in them, so the whole body is white, but they're not albino. Albino fish actually are a flesh color, but the snow whites are leucistic, lack of dark pigmentation. Yeah, so I mean, it's fish nerd stuff you can get into. We used to breed cichlids, white knight cichlids, and they were leucistic. Beautiful fish. Big cichlid though. So we don't have room to breed those, but that's what we started breeding a long time ago. It was a white fish with a blue sheen to it. Really beautiful fish. But it was leucistic. The rice fish are solid white. I don't know technically if they're leucistic or not. I haven't looked into that. But I mean, it might be a good guess. Yeah, fish nerd t-shirts and hats. Yeah, my fellow fish nerds. But anyway, that's about it for today. I tell you what, I am so looking forward to our regular stream today with Mama and Janae trying their hand to keep up with Jordan and I. I'm going to sit back with my popcorn. Yo, you're still here, baby girl? I'm going to sit back with my popcorn and watch this because it is bound to be very interesting. Thanks, Carvin. You betcha. I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all being here. Yeah, watch what you say. She's here. And don't forget, I'll check out my YouTube, Gary's Fish Room, and I'll be back Thursday night at 9 p.m. for another fish stream, and we'll see what's going on Thursday. Hopefully, just show you the progression of these young babies, so you'll get to see them grow in real time, basically. And that'll do it. I just noticed that the male super yellow has moved to a different cave. So, but you're always keeping an eye out for everything. All right. Well, we'll see you. Love you too, Nainer. We'll see you later, 1 o'clock. Y'all take care, and thanks for being here. If you can, make it back Thursday night. Bye bye.